Hello, hello. Hello. I don't know what this is doing. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't see anything. I'm going to try to start my camera. Ta-da. All right, all right. So this is my big effort to become professional. Woohoo! I'm doing really well. Turning on lights. Let there be light. Woo. Hello, I see the 5 people here already. Thank you very much for your patience. This lesson is hot off the press, meaning that I literally just finished it. I am trying my best to provide a much more professional lesson for us, just the way that it all works. Hello, Michaela. Now that's the door. I don't care. Whatever. It is what it is. So yes, you've waited for me and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let me get myself plugged in here and all of my different contraptions. I hope today our lesson's going to be pretty cool. The content at least is good. And I worked really hard to be able to get slides to work differently, to have a better look for us. So yes, thank you for everyone for your patience, for waiting around. And Ranit, you have a nice little quote for us. Thank you for keeping everybody entertained. Thank you, thank you. So let's see. So what you wear is how you present yourself to the world, especially today when human contexts are so quick. Fashion is instant language from Prada. So that's so cool. Thank you very much for sharing that. And we will absolutely talk about that today. Thank you guys for your patience. So I'm excited to see how this is going to work. This is not as prepared as I had hoped, but I stayed up very late last night trying to prepare different slides and I had to create them today. I have no lipstick on. I've just been working. I had some bread, some hard crackers with seeds, I'm sure. So this is so hot off the press. So I'm sorry. Let's just jump into it and see where we're going. So let me see. Okay, so I'm going to move my camera. Wait a minute. Oh, this is going to get really professional. It's going to take me a while to figure out all of these buttons, but ta-da, here I am on this side. I hope you can see everything. And I'm going to put up our first poll question of the day. So let's see how this works. And poll number 1 and open and ta-da, ta-da. Okay, so this is how this is kind of gonna look. I think this looks better. This is way more professional looking, but my lack of being on time is not so professional. So again, I apologize, but let's hop on in to our first poll question to get ourselves warmed up. Hi, Brigitte, darling. So we have, what is your go-to fashion vibe? And just as a reminder, new gadget. So I've been paying 40 euros every month for this streaming thing, and I could not use a lot of the functions because I had an iPad, and now I have a proper laptop, and so hopefully things are going to be nice and professional around here nowadays. Okay, and if your fashion vibe is not on here, please tell me what you feel it is. And go-to is the thing that you like to do. My go-to place for pizza is Giuseppe's Pizza. I don't know. Or my go-to coffee is Starbucks. Or my go-to fashion vibe is either A, streetwear, B, boho, C, minimalist, or D, classy chic, or a combination, or something that's not on there. So how would you answer our first poll question? I'm going to grab my notes for us, but I'm excited with the way this looks. I don't know if this looks the same way it does for you as it does for me, but I'm happy. I'm a control freak. So this entire time, every week when this is all, and this is going to get better too, that's going to come at the end of May. So yeah, I'm trying to get my game here, like up my game. So, any ideas? What is boho? Thanks for asking. So, boho is this sort of bohemian look. You see it a lot on sort of island wear with a big floppy hat and sort of crocheted hippie look. You see a lot of women dressing this style, going to Ibiza and places like this, where it's kind of this chic kind of way of dressing that sort of is reminiscent of hippies. Cowboy boots, long floral dresses, little vest, little furry vest, floppy hat, maybe with a feather in it. So it's kind of this modern day version of a hippie. I hope that clarifies it. And I don't think that you're a boho. So for me, I would have to say I'm somehow, I think, classic, chic, minimalist, but then funky. I like my big earrings, and stuff like that. I like to experiment. So I kind of flop in between. My family always jokes that my style is Victorian school teacher because I love my like big bows on my collars and lace and the ribbons and things, silk and things like that. So they always joke and say that I'm actually a Victorian school teacher. D, so you go with classic chic. All right. Oh, sorry, Renee. Let me see what you have to say. I'm into minimalism. I have few clothes, but I like having uh, them expensive and good material. Yeah, I prefer that too. I would much rather have less, but have better quality. I generally prefer a casual and relaxed look. Okay, so then let's see. Then let's move on. I'm loving this. Let's see. So I'm going to get rid of our slide. So we're going to do this. Bloop. All right. And let me see where we're headed so that I can pick the next version of where we're going because I'm going to be moving all over the place. Between C and D, oh shoot, what was C and D? Hold on, I'm going to pull that up. C and D, minimalist and classic chic. Since I have kids, I've turned into very sporty. Okay, good. So sporty, streetwear, athleisure. That's when people run around in their Lululemon pants, their yoga pants, and a sweatshirt. So that's athleisure, which I never thought I would see the day that that would come into style, but here it is, and it's thriving very well. Okay, so I am going to remove this. All right, pull up my slide here for questions. I hope to get faster at this. Pull up our next question. So let's see. I'm not sure what this does when I go to look for questions, but we'll see. All right, I need to get, maybe I'll have to get a little mouse so I'm much faster at this. Okay, so here we go. Questions. So number one, what are you wearing right now and how did you choose it? So tell me exactly what you're wearing right now and how did you choose it? Maybe let's say today. Why did you choose to wear what you're wearing today? I am wearing this dress. Here, I'll pull this down a little bit. It's a little wrap dress that I got in South Africa. And I felt like I wanted a little pop of color. I wanted to wear my fun earrings. It's not really an exact match, but okay, whatever. Yeah, so I just wanted to have a little pop of color today. It's sunny outside. I'm in a good mood. I was super excited for our live stream today to test this. I need to move today over somehow. That looks weird. Yeah, so let's see. Boho is short for bohemian. Exactly. Fantastic. Oh, artistic and unconventional style. Not for me, from Michaela. Okay. So what are you wearing today and why did you choose to wear it? Let me know. Was it because you're in a bad mood and so you chose something to lift you out of that bad mood? Or did you choose it because you just kind of felt like you wanted to? I don't know. Let me know. Whatever you have to say about what you're wearing today and how you chose it. And number two, we can do right away as well with when and where did you buy what you have on? And yeah, why did you buy it? So I got this, like I said, in South Africa. It was not expensive. I like things that look nice, that look expensive, but aren't. I am the queen of that. And yeah, and it fits. That's another good thing. So that's why I got it. And it's also always nice to get something when you go on vacation. It always kind of reminds you. And I got this. Shoot, where did I get this? I got this. I'm having blank. Which city, where we were when I bought this. I think it was Cape Town. Hello to you, Sakura, darling. What are you wearing right now and why did you choose it? So Lorena, so white trousers, light blue shirt, and a floral scarf. Sounds nice and spring-like. Anybody else want to share what they're wearing and where they got it? I'm wearing a pair of jeans and a moss green long sleeve t-shirt. I love that. I love, Yuki, that you didn't just say green. So now I really feel the color, moss green. We're going into sort of a sagey color, maybe a brighter green. Nice, like it. Brigitte, I'm wearing blue jeans with a hoodie. I chose it because it's comfortable. Yeah. Lorena, I wear these clothes because in these days it's very hot. What's the temperature already in Italy? Okay, so it's already hot. Here in Hamburg, it's pretty nice and warm as well. We're experiencing weather where when you're in the shade, it's cool, but in the sun, it's pretty hot. So yes, all right. So that's our question. Let me see where we're headed to next. And I'm going to remove this. Ta-da! And I'm going to move this. Hold on, I have to find the next thing. This is going to take me some time to get used to this, but eventually we'll be very, very professional here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me find our slides. And I am looking for number 3 for some phrasal verbs. Let's head on to that. Hello to you, dear. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, wait. No, that's not right. I think phrases. Oops, I screwed up. Phrasal verbs, phrases. Let me move that there. Okay, there we go. Poll or this. Hold on, what is that? Idioms. Maybe that's better. That's better. That's much better. So it's 6 degrees outside in my village. Yuki, that must feel like summer, like high season summer for you now after the winter you experienced. Hello to you who is joining. I'm not quite sure your name. If you could let me know again, sorry. When I can't read it so easily, then sometimes it makes it difficult for me. I know now Sakura is something that is not Sakura. That I've established. All right, here are our phrasal verbs. We've got dress down. We have to pull off a look, throw on, and kick off. And these are all really nice ones. I'm curious to see which ones of these are new for you. So yeah, let me know. 25 degrees. Oh, I love that temperature. That sounds wonderful. Okay, Abul Fazl. Abu Fazl. Okay, I will try to remember that. Abu Fazl. I've never heard your name before. Very cool. Abu Fazl. So our definitions are A, to successfully wear a bold or difficult outfit. B, to quickly, casually kick off shoes. So specifically shoes. C, to quickly put on clothes without much care. D, to wear casual or less formal clothes. So dress down, number 1, which one makes the most sense? Please also let me know if you are able to read down at the bottom there the answers very easily, so I will know to make them smaller. I always put them on there because it's easier for me later on when I turn these into slides to just be able to one shop everything is on there rather than adding it later. We can see the answers. Thank you, Brigitte. So you know what I'm going to do, Brigitte? I'm going to put your comment and hope that haha, not anymore. Solution. So how many girls do you have? I'm not sure. I have a daughter. So let's see, Najud, my dear. So let's see. Nice to have you here today too. So Najud is saying 1 is D, to wear casual or less formal clothes. Does anybody agree with Najud? Disagree with her? What can you tell me? What can you tell me for this? Yeah. 1. Thank you for your hearts. So let's see. I have to scroll down here and get going. Here we go. So any other guesses? Nice to meet you too. I'm here every week teaching English, lots of conversation classes. Yeah, and we have some phrasal verbs. So you want to take a guess. So Zakira, you're saying 1 is A. Okay, 1A. Would you successfully wear bold and difficult outfit? Okay, so the answer here is actually, let's go with Najud's answer. Sorry, Sakura. One is dress down to wear casual and comfortable clothes. So this lady here, she has dressed down today. The opposite would be to dress up, where you wear lots of nice fancy clothes, and to dress down is when you wear just sort of casual things like, a jogging suit or a t-shirt or tennis shoes. You dress down. It doesn't mean it's not negative, it's just casual, another way of saying casual. Number two, to pull off a look. So number one we have is D. What is number two? What can you tell me? Number two. Dress down. And I'm super curious to know which ones of these are new for you. We have a nice group today. We've got 18 people, to us 19. Hello, everyone that's here. My kind of dress. So in this case, Nashud, dressing down is your kind of look, I guess. Brigitte, you're saying two is A, to successfully wear a bold or difficult outfit. Exactly. You pulled off that look. So yesterday I had that big fascinator on my head, and you can argue, did I pull it off or did I not pull it off? So if I pulled it off, I was able to wear something that's a big statement piece and it doesn't look stupid. It looked dumb in a live stream, but it's, all for fun. Exactly. So one was D, two is A, and three, to throw on. All right, Sakura, you're saying two is B. Okay, hold on. I'm getting all confused here. I need to figure out how to keep my iPad open for longer because then I have to start scrolling all the time. So maybe I just keep my finger on here and roll around a little bit. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. Here we go. Ah, I have so much content nowadays. I do so much research. It's crazy. I could teach topics for like 6 weeks. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so one was D, two is C. Sorry, one was D, two is A, three is, thank you, Sakura and Alessio and Ajud and Lorena. Three is C, to throw on something, is to quickly put on clothes without much care. As you would say to my kids, just throw on your shoes. You gotta go. You gotta get to school. Put something on quickly, you throw it on. I need to throw on this dress so that we can leave to go to the party. So you throw something on. Three is C. I know, thanks to Beyonce's song, If I Were a Boy. I don't know that lyric though from that song. Okay, I would just throw on something easy. Cool, cool, cool. All right, Michaela. Thanks for that nice little bridge to remember that. Hello, Mel's. Welcome on board. Yeah. So, and four are new. Cool, because these are really good ones. Yeah, these are ones that people really do use. So, last but not least, to kick off. So, this is a sort of, I don't want to do the deduction here. B, to quickly and casually take something off, to take shoes off. Kick off your shoes, come on inside. So to just quickly take off something, or to take off shoes, really. You use this really specifically with shoes. Kick off your shoes, come on inside. One and two are new. Okay, so dress down and to pull off a look. Okay, cool. Is your daughter single? I don't know what my daughter has to do with this lesson. All right, so I'm going to remove that now. I'm going to remove Brigitte's comment because we no longer need it now that the answers are not. Oh, I don't know what I've done. Oh, shoot. I've just made this really big. Ay. How do I do this? I need to go back. Hold on. Let me see. No, no. I don't even know if y'all are still here. I think I might have exited the whole thing. I have no idea what just happened. I'm sorry. This is going to take some time for me to become professional, but I'm working on it. I hope you're still here. Okay, hold on. So I'm getting rid of this. Thank you, Brigitte, for your comment. I was able to hide the answers. And let me see where we're headed. We're headed to some questions about the past. So let me find my little questions. Let's see, questions. There we go. Also, kick off has a different meaning. Yeah, so you can kick off, you can launch something, kick off a new product. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Out of context. Yes, exactly. Anyway, so let's move on to some questions about past fashions, which is kind of a fun thing too. And let's see, number 4 questions. Hopefully this is going to be nice to do. Look at this, it's working. Hello, Bianca. Thank you very much for your understanding. So let's start with number 1 here. And we have, did your parents ever make you wear something you didn't like? Okay, so did your parents ever make you wear something that you hated? You know, this is a great word didn't think of. So a lot of times, if you have a lot of children in a family, so if you are the eldest child, you get new clothing, and then those get passed down to the other kids in the family, and those clothings are called hand-me-downs. Hand-me-downs. And those can either be a blessing or a curse, right? If you have cool style, like if your mom or dad had cool style or whatever, and your brother or sister had cool style and you were able to get that, then you're like, yes. But a lot of times hand-me-downs were like, "Ugh, do I have to wear this?" So yes, so hand-me-downs. So Yuki, yes, of course. So in my case, I grew up alone with my father, and this was the 70s. He had no clue. And so for him to be able to get clothing for me and stuff was a drama. He hated shopping, of course, typical man in the 70s. I grew up alone with him from the time I was 3 until I left home. So he had no clue. And so in the 70s, polyester came about, that stretchy synthetic material. And there was one clothing company called Health Tex, and they would do shirts that, like, if it was like a blue shirt with like a little applique, like a little thing sewn onto it. So it'd be an apple with a plaid, a word we learned yesterday, with a plaid, and then the pants would be the same plaid. So for him, it was like easy fashion. Shirt, match the pants, go to school, Jen. I had the ugliest clothes. So yeah, so he loved Health Techs. It was his savior. I hated it. I think like in 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade, in these polyester pants, I bent down one day and the seam came out. They were super horrible. So yes. Did you have any fashion nightmares and dramas when you were growing up? No, to be fair, I had really cute outfits. Cool. When I was little and when I grew up to be a teenager, here's the challenge. Why was that a challenge then? I will be quiet for a while since I just came home from having dinner. Okay, sweetie, enjoy digesting your meal. Yes, my father obliged me to wear what he liked, and I hated his style. Lorena, did you grow up alone with your dad as well? Yeah, my dad, he did the best he could. Hello to you in Qatar. I was just in Doha last month, or maybe a month and a half ago, in March. So yeah, welcome to you. When I was a child in the 70s, yep, okay, you're a product of the 70s. And, you know, I was happy for my dad. It was easy for him, but it was not pretty for anybody who had to look at me. So I didn't have hand-me-downs. I had a brother, so that didn't really work necessarily. And but I did have the old polyester Health Techs clothing. So let's move on to number 2. And in your opinion, which decade produced the best fashion? So which one do you think was the best? Was it the 2000s, the early 2000s, or the 50s from the last century, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s? Do you like today's fashion. What can you tell me? Which one do you think produced the best fashion? I think actually that for me, like the 70s had really cool fashion. You know, it was kind of disco-y and fun and it like and interesting. I mean, yeah, I liked it. I think bell bottoms are actually cool. Bell bottoms are pants where the leg goes straight. And then when you get to the bottom of the leg, it flares out. You know, like John Travolta with his white suit. You know, I think that actually looks kind of cool. It's kind of badass. I don't know. So which decade do you think? The 90s. Okay. So in the 90s, Secure, we had a lot of grunge going on. As we had the spaghetti strap dresses, the little slip dresses. Which style from the 90s? You had sort of the minimalistic thing going on. Friends influenced the TV show Friends influenced fashion a lot. Which part did you like? The decade where the dress and skirts are modest and elegant fashion. Okay. After the Second World War, right, with a new suit and everything was like very tailored and cute. I love that as well, Mel's. 60s, I prefer that period. Okay. So I'm thinking like maybe trapeze dresses. So dresses that were sort of like a tunic that flared, maybe. I don't know. I want to be inside your brains right now to be able to see the image of clothing that you're thinking. I'm just trying to guess. So what about with number 3? What did people wear in the past that they know? What did people wear in the past that they no longer wear today? Okay, so what are some things that people wore in the past that no one would wear today? So the first thing that comes to my mind is like with this gentleman here, not many men wear a hat anymore. And men used to wear hats all the time. Hello to you in Sri Lanka. Hello, welcome to our lesson. So loin hair curls. What is that? I'm not sure. I have to look that up. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Lion hair curls? I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to take a look and see if I can find what you mean. And you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, Najud? Shoulder pads. So pads. Yes. Pad and PADS. The big shoulder pads from the 80s. Make you look like an American football player. No neck, big shoulders. For coats. Yeah, Gracie. Hey, I didn't know you were here. Welcome. I want to learn English, become a tourist guide. Well, cool. This is a great website or a great account for you to follow because we try to get you to use English so it becomes kind of natural. Smallings. Smallings. What are smallings? I have no idea. I'm going to look up lions. Excuse me. Oh, wait, I want to go back to that, take a screenshot because I have something really funny. Please remind me at the end of our lesson that I share with you all this because I wanted to do a reel with this, but I know myself, I'll get too busy and won't be able to do it. So remind me to share something very funny with you at the end of our lesson. So I'm going to take a look and see what what was it? Lions, smokings and tall hats. And so I know smoking, I know from German. And I think what you mean by that is a tuxedo. In English, we call that tuxedo. In German, they call a smoking a tuxedo. A tuxedo is smoking. In English, we say tuxedo. I'll pop that up. And a tall hat is the top hat, right? Top hat. Let's see. Lion haircut. The lion haircut. You mean the mullet, I think. Do you mean this? Hold on. Mullet. Which is so funny. My uncle just posted on Facebook today. He posted a post with lions with different hairstyles. I need to ask him to send it to me. It's so silly. So these are mullets. Let me find a good example of it, which I think guys are starting to do this again. Don't ask me why. Mullet. Let's do this. Do you mean kind of this thing? Like that guy there? Is that what you mean? With lion haircut? Anyone remember leg warmers from the 80s? Oh, yeah. They were horrible. And you had to wear, at least in the States, you had to wear leg warmers and then jazz shoes. These were these white shoes with laces that you would tie up and you felt all, ooh, jazzy. I don't know. No, I don't know. Okay, I looked at it, I'm not quite sure. And there was something with Smollings. I'm not quite sure what that is either. But for women, it's a different bit. Sweatbands. Oh yeah, so sweatbands. Let's get physical. Or like on your arms as well. I don't know if like the tall socks and the short shorts, that's kind of a look nowadays, I think. I'm not sure. I'm planning to start growing my hair. Okay, which look are you going for? Please tell me it is not the mullet. No mullet. No, do what you want, of course. All right, so then let's see. Then let's move on. Let me see where we are in our lesson here. Let me get us popped up so that I'm going to do this correctly without messing things up, which can happen. Hair bands, yes. And also like these ones from the 80s, these guys, remember these zigzaggy things you had in your hair and all of this thing? And it was kind of, I don't know, looked kind of like your head was scarred. Pins. What kind of pins? Do you mean like brooches, that kind of thing? Sakura? I'm not sure. But there's so much stuff that people don't wear nowadays. Yeah, a lot. And it's probably a good thing. But what I love about nowadays is that it feels like kind of everything goes. If you want to do straight leg pants, no problem. If you want to do a cropped pant so that it's higher, no problem. If you want to do a flared leg, no problem. And I like that. It was sometimes with fashion, it was too restrained. Puffy sleeves, yes. So shoulder pads, puffy sleeves. Exactly. Okay, so let me move on to our next point here. And I will remove this first so that this is how I have to do this. Otherwise, things get all mixed up. And let's see where we're headed to next. Aha, I have a nice little brainstorming exercise for us. I will pop this back like that. And I should probably not walk us through it. So let's do a little brainstorming exercise. And what are some useful phrases for when we go shopping? Okay, so anything that you can think of, let's like maybe take 3 minutes. Think about being the customer. Think about, asking for different things to the salesperson. So what can you tell me? What are some good questions that you can ask or things that you can say? Typically questions. Yeah, trendy. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry to shoot. So what are some useful phrases for when we go shopping? Demuthu, who's growing out his hair and wants to be a tourist guide. So maybe you will have some tourists who will want to go shopping. What are some phrases you think? Can I help you? Thank you, Gracie. Exactly. Can I help you? Can I try it on? Maybe where is the dressing room? Do you like this? Do you have this in another color? Perfect. Do you have it in another color, another size, another style? Maybe style doesn't make so much sense. Can I have a smaller size? Yes, I'd like this in a smaller size, please. Do you have it in a smaller size? What is the trendy colors? I don't know what trendy colors are. I'm not a trendy person. Oh, okay. Do you mean to ask to the salesperson? Aha, another fabric. Do you have this in another fabric? Do you have this in wool and not cotton, for example? With a zipper. Aha. Does it have it? Do you have something with a zipper? Is this on sale? Super, guys. Love it. Okay. So how much is this? Sometimes things might not have a price tag on it. Another size, color, as you like. Can I try this on? Maybe if you want to ask about paying, what are some things that you can say in a shop when you want to find out how? Yeah, I'm telling you. Do you have this design in a different color? Absolutely. Do you have this style? Do you have this design? Do you have this shirt in a different color? Is it on sale? Do you do customer service? And what do you mean by do you do customer service exactly? Can I pay by card, cash, exactly. Another important thing is sometimes we want to know if we can return an item, and stores have their own way to deal with returns. Can I return it? So I will write this word here. Return is when you want to give it back and maybe get your money. Okay, so can I return it? Can I exchange it? So you say, can I get a different one if I don't like this one? Maybe you have something at home and you want to take it home and see if it matches that. And if it doesn't, then you like it, but you want it maybe in a different color. So can I return this? Can I exchange it? Can you help me find something that matches? Super. Do you have my size? Yeah, do you have my size? I'm just browsing things. Exactly, right? I'm just browsing. Love the word, Michaela. I'm going to pop it up because it's a great vocab word. Show that one. Okay, so I'm just browsing. I'm just taking a look around, just having a look, different ways that you could say this. Or sometimes I'm looking for the perfect little black dress. You will see this sometimes in fashion things, the LBD, the little black dress. Can go with anything, very breakfast and Tiffany's. Custom is special, additional, or okay. So can I customize it? Yes, thank you, Najid, for the clarification. Because customer service would be more like sometimes different shops have these cards where you can scan it when you buy something. And so do you have a customer rewards program? And I thought you meant something like that. But in this case, you want to customize something. Can I have a total refund? Absolutely. Sometimes they will give you store credit. That would be another option. I'll pop that up there too. Store credit. Store credit. Do I show? I show? I show? I don't know what that means. Can I have a gift receipt? Absolutely. Can I have a gift receipt? Can I get a gift certificate? Maybe you want to buy something for a friend. Let's see. Sometimes in Italian, I say that I'm looking for inspirations. Oh, that's cute. I would love to have a shop and have someone come in. I'm looking for inspirations. That's fun. Do you have a vegan brand? Absolutely. Yes. I'm looking for some vegan leather pants, some leather pants, something of that nature. Super, guys. Awesome. All right. So let's see. Let's move on to sustainability. So let me remove this and add. Oh, no, that was supposed to go away. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go big, get rid of this, and add our next thing. So let's see. No. I think purchases. Sorry, excuse me. Then this one here, and which number is that? 5. So I told you this is really hot off the press. I just pulled this thing together last minute, last night. Let me move over here. Questions, and there we go. That was much better. Except this purchases needs to be right there. Okay. Maybe I'll just put purchases on the side there and not have to worry about it. So let's see. So will you take credit card? Do you take credit card? After sales service? Sure, absolutely. Can you gift wrap it? Super, absolutely. In this case, Najud, wrap sounds the same, like wrap, like a wrapper, but in this case, wrap is spelled with a W, W-R-A-P. Not a big deal, but just so you know, just so you have an idea about that. All right, so we have purchases here. How do you choose what to buy? What are the most important things for you when you're looking for something to buy? What can you tell me? No stress. You're welcome, dear. Oh gosh, what did I do? No. There we go. So what is it the most important thing for you in choosing what to buy? So for me, quality is a big thing. I am a major snob when it comes to fabrics. I don't like cheap fabrics. I can smell them 6 miles away. So if the fabric looks good, then I will take a longer look at it, the style, and then the price tag maybe, and see if it kind of fits in with what I think it should cost. Likewise, so fabrics are very important to me. Something also that I feel like I'm going to wear for a long time. That it's not something I don't like to buy trendy things or things that are very fashionable right now. I like things that have a long shelf life in my closet. I'm going to wear them. You know, I have things that I've owned for the last 15 years and I still wear them. So yeah, Peter's always like, you need to go shopping. I'm like, well, no, I like what I have. You know, I buy things I really love. I buy only opportunities. So Gracie, when you say I only buy opportunities, do you mean I only buy things on sale? And I think that's what you mean. I want to say you only buy things on sale. I also am a big bargain hunter. We'll have it down at the bottom there. First of all, I see what kind of material it is. Okay. It is mostly, I prefer cotton because I feel more comfortable in this kind of material. Yes, I like cotton as well. I get that. Comfortable, modest, classy, not too many colors or details or weird shay. What's weird shay? Weird. I don't know what that means. I choose clothes I love at first sight. Yeah. It is, but that's really rare for me. Hitoko, how often does that happen to you that you see something and you're like, hallelujah. I mean, how often? It's so rare, unfortunately. But maybe that's what makes these things special for me. Famous brand and color. Okay, so security, you're looking for designers, you're looking for color, shapes, and fabrics. Okay. Let's see. First of all, I check the material. It must be a natural material. Gracie, yes, only on sale in my closet is full. I don't really need anything. Okay. Yes, I tend to look for things on sale. I do. I don't know if do any of you do this. Maybe I think I've admitted this before, but for me, at night, if I want to relax, I go to like expensive shops or just shops that I like, and I create shopping carts. So I just shop and I put it in my shopping cart and I compile like the most beautiful wardrobe ever. And then I don't buy it. I call it phantom shopping because it's not really shopping. I don't really purchase anything. But for me, it's kind of relaxing to do that. I don't know. Gracie, I think that you're a psychologist. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it was either Michaela or Gracie that one of you is a psychologist. Maybe I should seek you for your services. I don't know. Versatile clothing. Yes, you have a lot of options. I like that expression as well. Versatile. So it's varied. So some things are sporty, some things are dressy, some things are sort of casual chic, classic. So if you have versatile clothes, you have lots of clothes you can wear for different opportunities. I always have a target on what I need so I don't spend, oops, I lost you, so much money at the time. What do you mean by a target? Like you have a budget, so you go, I think you mean you budget. That when you go shopping, you have a specific budget and you say, okay, I want to buy a dress, I want to spend 50 euros or whatever. Najud, I think that you're in the United Arab Emirates, if I remember correctly, or Saudi Arabia, maybe. But so whatever your money is there, sorry, you go with a budget so you don't spend so much. But my problem is that I always end up finding the most expensive thing. And then I'm like, okay, so if I don't eat for the next week, then I could afford the stress. I start playing with myself, like, you know, in that sort of way. It's not a good thing. Like a goal, I need socks. I'm buying only socks. So the budget or also just like a shopping list so you don't get sidetracked. It's not perfect. We call love. I'm not sure. Shopping for me, quality is important, but the price is important. Two, I usually browse in the shops to find the size during sales. So you also look for good bargains, which brings us to our third point as well. Are you a bargain hunter? Point number two, what type of clothing do you spend the most money on? Like, so do you spend the most money on shoes, on jewelry, on Purses, what would you say? Saudi, thank you, dear. Sorry about that. When I feel the clothes are just made for me, I love that feeling. It's so rare. It's a good one. It's really good. Okay, so let's see. What do you spend the most money on? What do I spend the most money on? Not very often, but every once in a while we get invited to go to like a function, to a dressy function. And so then I will spend the most money that I would normally spend, more money than I would normally spend on something. But typically, I'm a big bargain hunter. I want a good deal. I want good quality, a good deal. And I do a lot where if I find something I like, I take a screenshot of it and save it in a folder in my photos album and try to watch and wait till it goes on sale. I usually do not nail it. I usually miss it, but there is the chance that that could happen. A trend I hear nowadays is thrift stores. Yeah, thrift stores. We'll talk about that later on, dear. Burgundy and emerald are also trendy colors. Ooh, I love both of those colors. But for me, those are very winter colors. So wintry colors. So I'm surprised that that would be a color right now in spring. But why not? Who cares? So, okay, if anybody wants to answer 2 and 3, be my guest. Definitely shoes, okay? Shoes always fit. I think earrings always fit, no matter if you're very thin, have gained a little weight, earrings and shoes and handbags always fit. So those are some of my best friends. I don't know about you. For our guys, what do you have to say? And then we will move on to some sustainability. So let me move this away. Okay, ta-da, look at this. This is so, I mean, I need a little feedback. Does this look good or am I kidding myself here? Once I figure out how to do this. And I need to figure out how to make the screen bigger because I really can't see. So that's another factor. All right, here we go. So sustainability. I spend the most money on shoes and bags. I love them. I am not able to bargain. Okay. No, here's the thing. Okay, Michaela. So you can look for a bargain, or you can be one of these sort of bargain, like, so negotiators, hagglers. I cannot do that. If somebody says the price is 10 euros, I'm like, okay. So to haggle with 2 G's. I have no idea what I've written here. Haggle. All right, haggle. To haggle is when you go in and you start negotiating. Like, no, I'm not going to spend 10 euros on this. I'll give you 8 euros. And then the person goes back and says, no, 9.50. And then you're like, how about 9? That's haggling. I cannot do that. But I can look in a shop for a good bargain. That I definitely do. Let's see. Looks good. Nice topic. I love outlet shopping mall. Yes. Oh, they got to be careful because I've seen reports, Yuki, that sometimes outlet malls, they pretend to be less expensive, but they're not. So you need to be a little bit careful. Today, I prefer charity shop to give a secondhand life, a quality vintage clothes. The price is the same for all, and you can fix the price for accessories. All right. And we're going to talk about thrift shopping. So Kira, and I think Jude was also talking about thrift shopping. We will definitely get to that. So let's see. So how long do you usually keep keep and wear your clothes? How long would you say? What would you say? In some countries, haggling is a must. Right, I would die there. I would never be able to deal with that. Sometimes what seems to be bargains is just the right price. I mean, in my opinion, 250 euros for jeans is a ripoff. Yeah, right. I hear you. Definitely. You're paying for the brand and not necessarily the quality. That happens a lot, right? So how long do you usually keep and wear your clothes? Really have to be, yeah, maybe, you know what, this is what you could do, Yuki, just to test it, is if you find something at a discount shop, step outside, take a picture, get the barcode, get the SKU number, the SKU number, and take a look and see if you can find it for cheaper somewhere else. and then you'll know that you're not getting ripped off. Not to make things complicated, but here to help, not to make you crazy. All right. So what can you tell me with how long you usually wear your clothes? I wear clothes until they fall apart. They have to look really bad, and I have Peter going, Jen, that's going in the trash. And then I have a deal with him where I will say to him, okay, but you need to throw it away because I can't do it. So he will very kindly, when I'm not looking on another day, he will somehow get that item and he will put it away. He will throw it out when it's full of holes and embarrassing for me to be running around in it. It's our little deal. If it's good quality, 5 years and more. If regular quality, then 1 to 2 years. Okay. My husband teases me that you are always wearing the same clothes and pictures that pop up on his phone. I am picky to choose the clothes, but keep them for a long time. Same here. Thank you for your shopping tips. I hope it's a good tip. I don't want to make you crazy, but I don't want you to get ripped off. Sometimes these outlet malls, a little weird. I wear them until I don't wear them anymore. I get tired of clothes. Okay, so you wear them to when you feel that it's ready, and that's good. What do you do with clothes that you don't wear anymore? Do you donate them to a secondhand shop? Do you give them to a charity? My daughter just came back from the United States, and we have a shop in the States all over America called Goodwill. And you can go there, and they have barrels, like, big containers where they will say every item in this barrel is $1. So she got a Ralph Lauren duffel bag. The zipper didn't work, but everything else did and looked brand new, except that the zipper didn't work. $1. She got, I don't know if you know this brand, BCBG. I think it was BCBG, but it's a pretty good brand, French brand, I think. And she had a makeup bag out of leather, $1. So lots of stuff. So you can go in there. It's so much fun. You just get in there and look at all the stuff that they have. So many people don't know what they have, and they throw out really cool things. So okay, that was that. I change my style often. Okay, Gracie. So how do you determine your style? Do you follow fashion trends, or is it something that's more within you? I'm curious. I give them to my daughter and her friends. That's nice. That's wonderful. And then you get to see them again. I love that. Yeah, I love giving my daughter my clothing as well. And then she shows up here and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Until my body can wear again these clothes, after I gave a charity shop, I sell them on Vinted. Okay, secure. So you sell them on Vinted. All right, and last question. Have you ever bought secondhand clothes? What are the pros and cons? So some of you go to secondhand shops and buy things. What are the good things and the bad things about secondhand shops or secondhand shopping, would you say? What do you find are the good and the bad things? Najud, yes, the weather shifts from summer to winter and vice versa. I go through my wardrobe, and anything I don't wear or wore only once, I give to charity. Okay. I don't follow fashion, only my mood. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, I love that. I love minimalism. Okay, so Najud, you try to keep your closet kind of down to a minimum. You go through it, what you've not worn in a certain period of time, goodbye. I need to do that. That's something I need to declutter my closet really badly. I have a lot of stuff that I do not fit into anymore. I have gained way too much weight since I've been doing these live streams all the time. And I'm 50, so that's the other thing, over 50. And so there's a lot of stuff I have in my closet I can't wear anymore. And I hold on to it like this. The one day I'm going to fit into these jeans again. And I don't know. I don't know when to accept defeat, to throw up the white flag and get rid of things. But it's very therapeutic, definitely. The clothes in secondhand shops smell strange. Yeah, that can definitely be a negative. That secondhand clothing smell odor. I give them to charities. Sometimes I reuse them, then maybe turning a pair of jeans into a skirt. Cute, very cute. I believe in energy, so I don't like secondhand clothes unless I know the owner. Also an interesting point. You got this. Yeah. Okay. So Najud agrees with you. All right. So I'm going to show you now. Let me get rid of this. Ta-da. Let me add, hold on, let me get rid of this, remove from studio. So let me add a picture because I'm going to show you a person with a certain sense of style. And like we did yesterday with all of our positives, this one, I would like you to describe this person's style. Okay, so describe this dude's style. What is secondhand? Secondhand is when you can take clothes that were previously owned and previously worn, and yeah, I don't secondhand. You can use clothes exactly. I don't like secondhand clothes. Okay. I do when it's like fun vintagey things, when it's one of a kind, then I love it. Then it's really fun. My daughter is really good at finding things at secondhand shops that are just like, that's like a showpiece. And I think you can do that at secondhand shops, sometimes better than normal clothing stores. I find fashion nowadays is pretty normal. So it's fun to find something that is pretty unique. Unorganized. Okay, here we go. So happy, colorful, unorganized, funky. Ooh, Najud, I like that word. Funky. Yes. Okay. Any other one adjectives that you can add for him? I love seeking something new from secondhand shops. Then they sometimes have new items with tags. Yeah, that's true too. Summer Santa Claus. Oh, Tucko, I love your humor. Look at our little summer Santa Claus. Eye catching. Yes, yes, yes. Eye catching, eye burning. I don't know. I don't like how he matches clothes patterns and colors. I prefer plain style. So here he's tried to mix and match. It's kind of clashing, like it doesn't match if something does not match. It's called clashing. All right. Comfy. He does look comfy. He does look relaxed and very expressive. Floral. This dude is an old surfer boy who thinks he's still young. Yeah, I think he does. With that little backwards baseball cap. I love the secondhand clothes only if that's not fast fashion clothes. Right. It's good for budget and the earth. All right. Hawaiian. He's got a Hawaiian look. Okay. So here are some words that you could also add to this. Let me see. Let me remove that and add some other adjectives that might work with this. There we go. Okay. So, to-do, da-da. Okay. So, outdated, like maybe the Hawaiian shirt's not the coolest thing anymore. I don't know. Sloppy. So if something is sloppy, it's kind of all over the place. It's kind of like the shirt is not tucked in his pants. Tucked in is a good, actually, nice little phrasal verb. Tucked in is when you take your shirt and you stick it in your pants, you tuck it in. I'll pop that on the screen. Very relaxed look. Yes, very relaxed. So sloppy. I think he looks kind of sloppy. It doesn't really look well put together. Gaudy and tacky are kind of like not good taste. Plain. This is not really plain. Shabby. So remember, a lot of you probably know shabby chic, the decorating style, where it's kind of, but that's kind of nice. Or at least it was in the 90s. So where it's kind of something that's worn and not exactly new looking, that's shabby. Frumpy. Often sort of, you hear this described a lot for women when they don't wear something that looks kind of old ladyish for a young woman. Then you could say that it's frumpy. It doesn't really accentuate a figure, or it doesn't really look very modern. It looks kind of granny-ish. Then you could call that frumpy. Not really in this case, I guess a little. And flashy is kind of tacky in a way. Lots of designer brands. In this case, he's pretty flashy too, though, with all of those colors going on. But typically flashy we use with someone who's trying to show they have spent a lot of money on their clothing in sort of a label kind of conscious way. These are some other words. I hope some of these are new. I will definitely share these on Instagram and possibly here as well. So let me remove that. There we go. Let me see where we're headed. And let's see. I think that we have some generational. Okay, so let's see. So let me move to here, add our next one, and that's number 8. Okay, moving on. Excuse me. So, all right. So, generations, everybody in different generations, we kind of have like different taste, things that are acceptable or unacceptable, or look frumpy, or look, cool and hip. One, in what ways does your grandmother dress differently than you? He's unfashionable. There you go. Nice use of that word too. Or let's just say older people in your country. Yeah. How do older people in your country dress differently than you do? And number 2, in what ways do young people dress differently than you? So the easiest one for me to answer, I think, is number 2. So I'm going to roll with that one. And my daughter loves all of this, like the girl in the picture here, the young girl showing her belly, showing her midriff, actually midriff. I think I'm spelling that right. Let me Google it really quickly before I tell you some Jenniferish. So where you see the middle of their belly, with 2 F's. Okay. Go back. So a lot of young people wear this look nowadays. Definitely after 2 kids and being in my 50s, not happening. I like people in the world. I don't want to torture them. So let's see. Final answer. Exactly. Lorena has a final answer there. Frumpy is like modest type of clothes. Not really. Frumpy is just sort of like, doesn't have a lot of shape to it. They typically are modest clothing, but you wouldn't use that to say that someone dressed, well, yeah, maybe. Now that I'm thinking of it, they just sort of frumpy, they just sort of modest. But modest can also be a nice thing. Modest doesn't have to be frumpy. Frumpy is definitely negative. It's someone who's really like trying to hide in a way in their clothing. Elegant, more dresses, and warm. So Najud, is this, are you talking about the number 1 or number 2 for you? Which one? Yeah, so lots of styles, and then with kind of like the jeans, then with the wide legs. I think this look looks really cute. I just could not wear it. Nobody wants to see that for number 1. Okay, so women in your country dress more elegantly and warmly, I guess. Okay. My grandmother wore dark clothes different from me. I love colors. Okay. My grandmother had a period, but I think it was really more before I was born, where she wore a lot of hats, but that was that generation of women in the 60s and in the early 70s with the hats. Yeah, I like that. I like the hats. I think that's cool. Bring back hats. No, actually don't. I don't need to have another thing I would need to try to buy. Yeah. Anybody else have anything else that they would like to share? My grandmother prefers comfortable shoes. There you go, Sakura. Yeah, I think sometimes I don't want to generalize. I think that like my daughter, I wish she doesn't really wear a lot of patterns. Like for her, she sees a pattern and she's like this. It needs to be solid colors and that's it. Different textures, but not really patterns. I think she could play with patterns sometimes. 2 or more colors and less, 2 more colors and less modest. Okay, for the young people. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's see where we're headed here. I still have our mullet up, which is causing me a slight bit of PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. All right, so let's move on to some vocabulary. And I think that I'm going to hide this. And I do think I have a thing for vocabulary. Do I? Okay, we'll have to see. I'm not really sure. Here we go. Like sneakers, I like with her. I like some patterns are very cute though. Yeah, patterns can be fun. Senior generation wear a lot of underwear to keep warm. Okay. So they layer. So maybe in this case, you mean like lots of different layers, like an onion, you layer. Or the elderly people layer, that is. 9. Here we go. I hope this is going to be okay. And nope. Okay, I have to figure out which one that is. I think that's nope. I think that. Aha, phrases and vocabulary. Here we go. All right. So we have number 1, outfit. Number 2, wardrobe. Number 3, accessories, which I always mispronounce. It's accessories. 4, fabrics. 5, tailored. 6, statement piece. Let's see. A few items like jewelry, belts, or bags that go with clothes. B, a bold item that stands out in an outfit. C, a set of clothes worn together. D, collection of clothes. E, type of cloth like cotton, denim, or silk. F. Fitted clothing often custom made. Okay, so Najoud, you've got us going in here with number 1 is C. Any other guesses? Najoud, you're saying C as well. Twice, you're voting very strongly for C. So outfit number 1, C is correct. A set of clothes worn together. So it's your outfit. So anything that you put together and you leave the house, that is your outfit for the day. It's a neutral word. It can be a great outfit. It can be a horrible outfit. It's just the things that you have put together. What about number 2? Yes, Jude. Woohoo! Number 2, wardrobe. What can you tell me works best for number 2 for wardrobe? Yuki, you're right. Number 1 was C. Lorena, y'all's comments are coming in pretty late. I don't know what's going on. Lorena, you're right. Exactly. Number 1 was C. Outfit are the clothes that we put together. Number 2, wardrobe. All right. Brigitte's saying D. Najude is saying D. I'm going to take a look and see. So Sakura, you're saying D. All right, of course. So wardrobe is D, the collection of clothes you own. And also in the picture there, it can be a piece of furniture that holds all of your clothing. So when it's a standalone object and holds your clothing, it can be called a wardrobe. Just like in The Beauty and the Beast, the little wardrobe who danced around. Yes. Yeah. So was it the wardrobe? No, it was a clock and a candlestick. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Anyway, but a wardrobe is a piece of all of your clothing, and it is also a piece of furniture. Unlike a closet is something that is built into the wall or is kind of takes up more space, let's say, or you can have a walk-in closet. All right, number 3, accessories, and I'm pronouncing it correctly. Accessories. What can you tell me for number 3? Number 1 was C. Number 2 was D. Najude's going with A. Lorena's saying A. Brigitta's saying A. Yuki's saying A. Sakura, you're going with A. Okay, so. And also Mel's. Okay, so accessories. See, I'm saying it wrong. Accessories. 3, accessories. A, items like jewelry, belts, and bags that go with clothes. Exactly. What about fabrics? What can you tell me with fabrics? Interesting. I didn't know the difference between wardrobe and closet. Yes, a wardrobe is the standalone thing, often quite like old-fashioned. You know, I don't say that with an icky face, but at least like usually it's an old piece of furniture, an antique wardrobe. We don't have that so much in modern day. In modern day homes. Okay, so 4, we have E. Lots of people going in with E or guessing E. E for fabrics. Types of cloth, like linen, cotton, silk, denim, and I'm making things up. 4 is E. And 5, tailored. What can you tell me works best with number 5? How are we doing here? Number 5? Trying to see how long we've been going live. Oh, 1 hour and 8. Okay. So 4 is E, exactly. 5, Brigitte, fast answer. You're saying F. So yeah, so clothes that are tailored, that are fitted to fit your form. If you have pants that were too long and you get them shortened, that's called hemming. You get the hem. Yeah, so the hem is a noun and the action is also a verb. I think it has 2 M's. You get your pants hemmed. I'm short, so I typically need to get my pants, my skirts, my dresses, if they're maxi dresses, I need to get them hemmed. So Najud, you're saying that 6 is then B, statement piece. So these are our big earrings, our big necklaces, big rings, anything, a big purse. So you can have an accessory, typically an accessory, unless you have a very funky dress or something. But quite often, statement piece, statement necklace, statement earring, statement ring. That's how you can use that. Yeah, I like statement earrings. I think my face is pretty plain. So when I go live, I like to have something that's a little bit interesting to make things interesting. I don't know. I've got a white wall. So a pop of color. Ooh, oh, Najud, I love that. A pop of color, right? So just a little flash of color. If you wear all black and you have a big pink flower, pop of color, just a little extra accent. Super. Statement fabric. If you wear statement pieces. I do. I wear statement earrings, definitely. Statement shoes. Make a statement. Exactly. Okay, so let's head on. Let me see where we're headed to. And let's see. Okay, so I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to get rid of this. I have to think this thing through. This is going to take me a while, folks. I'm sorry. Remove from our studio. And we are moving to questions. So I need to find the one for questions so things do not get popped off here. And let's see. So fashion no-nos we're going to talk about now. Fashion faux pas. And Sakura, my French lady here, excuse me for my bad French pronunciation, but this is kind of how we say it in English. Sorry about that. So number 1, what is a major fashion faux pas? So something that you really should not do. If you consider yourself even slightly fashionable, what is something that you should not do? What is a major fashion faux pas? What can you tell me? I think that guy in the picture that we had earlier had a lot of fashion faux pas going on. Yeah, with the floral print and stripes and whatnot, there was too much mixing and matching. Sorry about that, darling. Thank you for your understanding. So yeah, what can you tell me? What are some things, or number 2, kind of the same thing, let's say. What are 2 things you wouldn't wear together? And I think, like, I would not wear animal prints and polka dots. Like, yeah, no. Those 2 things definitely don't go together. I would not do the socks and sandals. Sorry for those of you who do that. What else? I'm trying to think because I'm pretty open. Fashion faux pas for me is not wear perfume. Oh, okay. So do you have a favorite perfume that you love that you can share with us? So dirty clothes, shoe trends, the cutting of shirts and dresses. Okay. So Carmen R. Hey, Carmen. I don't know what R means though. Wearing white to a wedding. Ooh, we're going to talk about that. We are definitely going to talk. Carmen, I think you're watching it a little bit delayed. So you're guessing the answers maybe from our last quiz. That happens sometimes. Anybody else have things? And number 3, what is something that you would never wear in public? Like I don't think I would wear sweatpants in public. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I would definitely wear so yoga pants, no problem. Sometimes with a big sweatshirt if I were actually going to yoga. I don't run around in that kind of look unless I'm actually going to do sports. Peter always asks me, do you think all of these ladies are actually going to do sports right now? Or is this their outfit for the day? And I'm like, I don't know, because I would never wear this in public, just like this. I would not go to lunch necessarily unless I had come from yoga. I would not be wearing yoga clothes. So that for me is something I personally wouldn't do. I know a lot of people do, but yeah, not me. Over accessorizing, bad things, stripes and dots. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and what's something that is a faux pas for one person is like the epitome of glamour and cool for another. So I'm not here to judge. Wear your socks and sandals. I don't care. I wouldn't wear short clothes in public. Yes, I wouldn't as well, but that's for other reasons. Probably, Najud. Okay. All right. So let's move on to cool or cringe. I have a bunch of different. Hold on, let me move this. I think this is like that. All right, here we go. So this kind of is a nice little segue into this section, cool or cringe. And just as a reminder, cringe is like when you're like, ugh, it's weird. It's not cool. It's uncool. It's another way of sort of saying not cool. So tell me if this is cool or cringe. Wearing sunglasses inside, cool or cringe? Fit body suits in public like yoga wear. Right. I wouldn't do that. I mean, depends. If I'm on my way to yoga, definitely. But not because I'm don't have anything else to wear. So cringe or cool, or let's say sunglasses inside. So you walk in, cringe. We've got the first cringe, okay? Anybody else think that that's cool? Or do you do it? Maybe somebody does this. You go indoors and you're like, I'm not taking my sunglasses off. Cringe or cool. Yuki's also saying cringe. We have cool. Okay, Sakura. So sunglasses inside in a French sort of bistro, maybe, no problem. I used to judge as cringe, but now I'm not judging. Okay. Neutral. Michaela's neutral on it. Lorena says cringe. Okay, all right. So the next one, logos. So you have the big Ralph Lauren logo on your shirt, and then you have Ray-Bans, and you have Prada, and then you have Louis Vuitton, and you have 1,000 different logos all over your body. Cool or cringe? To logo or not to logo? That is my question. Cringe. Okay, Sakura. So keep the logos down to a minimum. Super cringe. Okay, big no. All right, cringe. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty cringe too. I think I don't know. So everybody's saying cringe on that one. All right. What about with clashing prints? So we have like floral print and leopard, flat. So kind of our guide before, like I said, I think that could be cool, actually. If somebody has the right style and does it in the right way. And like somebody said yesterday, you can wear anything and have confidence. So I'm going to say cool cringe. I'm going with both because typically it's probably cringe. It's a very hard thing to pull off. What we had earlier as a phrasal verb, it's very hard to pull off mixed prints. Cool sometimes, Najid's saying too. But mostly it's gonna suck. It's probably not going to be very good. All right. And then my last one, and I'm very curious about this one. When people wear athletic clothing in their daily life, cool or cringe? So good, bad, you don't really care. Depends. Cool cringe. It is. Okay. So what do you say? When people wear athletic clothing in their daily life, is that cool or is that cringe? Or you think, I don't really care, to each his own? Athletic wear, so athleisure. So they run around in their Lululemon pants and do their grocery shopping, or I don't care. Yes. I'm curious because we have a lot of Italians in our audience, and Secure, you're from France. Do people run around in athleisure wear in Italy and in France? I would be surprised if they do. In the States, it's totally normal. It's become okay-ish, right, Brigitte, wouldn't you say? In Germany, it's not a big deal. What That is totally that is what I normally dress like. Okay. All right. Not comfortable to the eyes, but okay. Neutral, neutral, neutral. So I think it's becoming one of those sort of fashion ways that has become more and more accepted. I think when Americans started doing it, people were like, what the I mean, I remember when I first moved to Germany in 95 or 96 that I wanted to go for a hike with some friends a couple years later. And I put on, athleisure wear. I put on my sweatshirt and I put on my sweatpants, or not sweatpants, but like leggings. And, and the people I was with, the Germans were like, "What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Well, we're going for a walk." They're like, "No, no, no, no. You need to wear fancy clothes. You need to wear nice street clothes, streetwear clothes to go out." Sorry, I was disturbed. What are we talking about? So we're talking about wearing athleisure wear, so yoga pants and stuff in public, even when you're not going to do sports. Yes, it's more accepted in Italy now too. Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that, whether that would be something that would slowly inch its way over to y'all. Okay, let's move on to our next point. And let me see here. Let me find my questions one so that I can have this look nice. I wish I could. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's see. And let me grab our slide. We're going to talk about our favorites. So start thinking already about favorites. And yeah, any favorites that you have fashion wise, this is going to be related to that. So let's see. So, what is your favorite clothing item to buy? So, what do you love buying? Like, I hate buying jeans. Bathing suits and jeans are the worst. And so, I've never come home from buying it, either of those two things, and been like, yay, I can't wait. But I love buying earrings. I love buying, yeah, I don't know, some like sweaters. I like sweaters. It's okay for me, especially in my village, sportswear is formal wear because this winter it's a winter sports resort. Yes. Okay. So what's your favorite item to buy? You need something new and you're like, I get to buy that. A new purse. What is it that you love to buy? Shoes, shoes, shoes. Now, Jude, what kind of shoes do you like? Specifically, do you like ballerinas or high heels or Adidas? Jackets and coats? Okay. All right. Cool. And anybody else have something? So let's see. Aizo-san, t-shirts. So you enjoy buying t-shirts. And are these plain t-shirts? So like solid colored t-shirts, or do they have a logo on them or a print? Probably sweaters. So sweater girl too. I love buying maxi dresses or maxi skirts. Ooh, I love buying maxi dresses. Me too. I feel like a maxi dress is one of those things that you can put on and it looks like you put a lot of effort into it, but it's really just like, or it just because it's such a statement piece. Quite often it feels to me like maxi dresses are so thankful. It makes you look like you really cared about what you were wearing in a good way. Solid and stripes. Okay. Adidas. Yes. So, and in Germany, so in English, we say Adidas, and in Germany, they say where it's from, they say Adidas. Adidas. Shoes for running. Okay. So that's kind of nice, I guess, Renee, because then you have this feeling of I'm getting something that is good for my physical well-being as well. I'm wearing one now, actually. Oh, cool. I wish you could we could share photos and stuff here. That would be fun. I want to see what shoes you have on. All right. Number 2, what is your favorite piece of clothing that you own? Do you have something that you just absolutely love? What can you tell me? Anything that you bought throughout the years, an old piece, a new piece, something you're super, super proud of. Any shopping makes me happy. Yeah, shopping's great. It's such great therapy. Retail, we call it retail therapy. Retail, I think I've spelled that right. I can't see what I've written. Yes, retail therapy. There we go. Retail therapy is when you shop and it puts you in a better mood. My Kenzo blazer. Sama. What is sama? I'm not sure. Or same maybe. Uh, nice. Okay. So retail therapy, you shop and you do that, and it makes you feel better about life in general. Number three, where and when did you buy this? So your Kenzo blazer, my dear. When did you buy it? Yeah, and why did you buy it? How did you choose it? I don't have any. Okay, no stress, no problem. I don't know that I do as well, not really. Like, I have a purse that I really like. I have, a very nice purse that I will probably use for the rest of my life. I love clutches for evening purses. I just love a clutch. So a clutch is one that doesn't have a strap, and you can put it under your arm like this, or you can hold it. That is a clutch, like you clutch it. So to hold on to something, you kind of clutch it. So it is also a verb to clutch something. Yeah, so I have a clutch that I really love. There are they're cool in three lines and ocean cream from the outside and orange for the others. Aha, so thank you for describing them. Very cool. Thank you for describing your Adidas. All right. So then, let's see, a pair of fancy shoes and boots, which were semi-order items. Semi-order? Semi. I'm sorry, I have to read this. I don't know what semi-order means. Does that mean sell? Maybe? I'm not sure. In a charity shop in Paris. Ooh, cool. All right. Very cool. So that's fun too, because it's like not something that everybody's going to have right now. Very fun. Congratulations on your cool find. Moving on to our last slide of the day. And let's see. I'm going to get rid of this and do this. I'm sorry I have to talk my way through this. It's pretty pathetic. We're moving on now to psychology, the psychology of clothing. And some of you have sort of brought up topics already that work very well with talking about the psychology of clothing. So I know I need to move him over. All right. What do clothes tell people about our personalities? Okay. So like somebody sees sees you with what you have on. What do you think that people are thinking about you? What do you think? A pair of shoes I wore to my wedding. Ah, nice. Ah, very nice. That's very nostalgic and nice. Lorena, in weddings in Italy, do you put anything in your shoe? Because we put a penny in our shoe sometimes. A camel coat by Max Mara Outlet. Ooh, Michaela, nice. Congrats. Love Max Mara. Okay, so what do you think that our clothes say about our personality? If we wear really bold clothing, bright, vibrant, lots of pattern, unusual clothing, what do you think that that says about our personality? If we wear sort of modest clothing or sort of muted colors, not. So the opposite of vibrant in this case is muted. Muted could also be I don't talk, but in this case, muted colors are sort of gray, brown, cream. They're not the vibrant colors. So if we wear muted colors, that might say something about us, although it's pretty trendy nowadays. So no fully but part of order made. I'm not sure I understand, Yuki. Semi-ordered. Maybe like you bought part and somebody else bought the other half? No, we don't put any penny. Okay, sorry. I thought what did you see? All right. So, what do you think that our clothes say about our personality? Do you think that clothes represent a person? I personally feel like our clothing is kind of like we're like a billboard. When you drive down the street and you see the big signs on an American highway, and you see something, then I feel like that our clothing is really like a billboard for our personality in a way. So I think it does show a lot. It shows your mood. I find that the worst, like if I'm in a bad mood, I dress worse than when I'm in a good mood. It's like, and when I'm in a bad mood, I just kind of want to hide, and I will dress accordingly. And if I'm in a good mood, then maybe it's like, I want to get out there and shine. There's a saying that says, eat what you like and dress like what people like. Ah, that's nice. Eat what you like, but dress the way others would like. Okay. Maybe about our mood for the day or where we're going, restaurant, opera, wedding. Okay. Of course, we feel more confident when our clothes are nice for sure. I think an outfit can do major things to your attitude. Like if you go into a job interview and you're wearing something that you're really comfortable in, and like I think it was, who was it? I think it was Lorena or Michaela that said that clothing, that they don't like to buy used clothing because there's the spirit of the person on them. And I think that also, like, I have clothes where I'm like, every time I wear this, I have a good day. Right? You know, you have these things where it's totally superstitious. Maybe it's totally baloney. But don't you have these outfits or these clothing items where you sort of feel like good things happen in this or bad things happen in that? I'm not wearing that. So yeah, let's see. It's the first thing we notice about each other. It tells a lot about a person. Number two, thank you, Renee. It happens sometimes, but don't wear for a long time. I would prefer something comfy. Will you wear something uncomfortable or just because it looks good? I will totally wear something uncomfortable. I've gotten better at this. Like when I was younger, I really didn't care. It could be like poking me and strangling me, and it could be horrible. And if it looked good, I would wear it. I'm a little more into comfort nowadays. My sister, she would have to cut the tags out of every single thing back here because it drove her crazy to have it rubbing. I never cared. Nowadays, I do a little bit more. So we're kind of all answering these at the same time, which is perfect. Does your mood affect how you dress as well? I wear clothes according to my emotions. Yeah, I think I do the same. Yeah, I think so. All right. So then that's our last slide for today. Let me pop this off actually. Hold on, remove that. And then I have one more final question because we talked about weddings. And let me see where our final little banner question is to end the day. Doop. Okay. What would you never wear to a wedding? Or what, like, we can do positives and negatives, right? So, what would you never wear to a wedding? And what are some things that you like to wear to weddings? What do you think are appropriate fashion items? So, ending it with a little wedding note, we had Lorena with her wedding shoes. Yeah. So, not wear white was something that you mentioned. I don't know how it is in your culture to not wear a white dress. I think also I don't want to wear something very tight. I don't know. I think that's just a matter of taste. It's not like really like a right or a wrong, just like everything with fashion. But I would try to wear something that's nice, but it's not too showy, I think. But it could be according to your crowd. Maybe you're in a crowd of people who like to dress up and be very showy, and then it's totally appropriate. So I think also sort of understanding the bride and their expectations and their friends, and sort of being a little bit mindful of the type of people that you're going to be around. I think that's also important. So like we have friends and they throw massive lavish parties, and I would never go in something super conservative and basic and neutral because, you know, they like to have fun. So then I get to have fun. But if I were to go to someone's wedding or party where I knew they were more conservative, I would definitely not wear that fascinator thing that I had on yesterday. You know, that would just be inappropriate for me. I finally found the word. It was custom made. Ah, thank you, Yuki. You had custom made, I think it was shoes. No, what did you have custom made? You have to tell me what it was. I've forgotten now what it is that you bought. I'm sorry, but it was custom made. There were two items that you had custom made. So sportive costume would not be ethical for this kind of occasion. Yeah. So with sportive costume, do you mean like maybe a track suit or something like that? Something that is sort of athleisure wear. No white collar. Okay. I would not wear pajamas that way. Yeah, that would probably not be appropriate unless that was their theme of their wedding. We're getting married, and having a slumber party. I don't know. A pair of sneakers, maybe not at a wedding. not a sexy dress. Okay. Again, I guess all of these sort of depend, I guess, on the people that are getting married, right? So for me, typically, I think people should dress the way they feel comfortable. And there are certain events and situations where you need to dress according to other people. So, like a wedding for me, for sure, take a look at the couple, you know them, and this is how I would approach it. And if I think that they're conservative, I'd be more conservative. If they're more on the woohoo, have fun, then I would do that too. Same thing with a job interview. We would change the way that we wear the clothing that we wear based on the type of company or the type of job we are applying for. Sometimes that makes more sense. I would love to dress in a tuxedo or suit or traditional Indian dress. Yeah, I would love to go to an Indian wedding. I would love to get dressed up and go to an Indian wedding. Boots and shoes, okay. Cool theme, really out of the box. You mean the slumber party one. The slumber party wedding. Maybe I would do that over my wedding. Yeah. Okay. Why not? So, folks, that is all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for an hour and 34 minutes. I appreciate it. I hope that our new lessons will look more polished like this. Like I said, I'm slowly trying to get my act together so that our lessons are as prepared looking as the preparation that I put into them. Yeah, hopefully the next time we see each other, I'll be on Ibiza. So we'll have a couple of lessons there together. I wish you a lovely day. I thank you very much for your time. When you have a moment, if you liked the lesson, then please do give it a like. It helps to share with the algorithm that this is a nice place to be. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. So many of you have been around here for the whole hour and a half. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Lovely day. Wish you a lovely day as well. See you next time. Bye. Thank you.